Hey, what's up everyone? Upstart here with RyXe Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. Now, in the previous episode, I finally got my electronics factories up and running, and I finally unabandoned my iron factory, and I did something with it, and I got technically like a heavy modular frame factory going, because most of it just goes to producing heavy modular frames, and then like things on the side, I'm just keeping those and like stockpiling those in my towers, like container towers. So yeah, that technically is no longer, well, it's still an iron factory, but I think I'd be more on the side of it's a heavy modular frame factory, because like I said, most of it goes to that. I'm out of fuel. Yeah, so I think it just ate. It just guzzled or ate my fuel, because like I mentioned, if you like just get out of their vehicle without like stopping, I think it just keeps using it up. But anyways, in the previous episode I didn't really show like much. I mainly just like explained. I usually always just do that, just because this game is, it takes just so long to make stuff. I'd have maybe, because I have like, let me just show you guys, save game. I have 113 hours going so far in what I've in what goes so far of the series. I don't know how, I don't know what word to use, but you know what I mean. And it's only like, I think this is episode 16. Yeah, episode 16. I was just checking real quick. Probably something I shouldn't be doing on camera, but anyways, I did it. So yeah, I would have what, 200 episodes by now if I were to be doing is recording to the time and then not showing much of interest. But I don't like doing that. I like to just get my stuff up and then show and explain, especially for this kind of game. Things that you have to be like aware of every moment of the every step of the way, then that's different. But kind of this is what I got going on. So the episode went on long. Previous episode went on longer than I would have wanted, but it is what it is. So I didn't get a chance to show off my quartz factory. I'll just call it that. But we're gonna head over right now. So it took me a while to get this right, to more or less where, let's just get off because it makes too much noise. To more or less where it's like straight. I couldn't really get it straight because I wanted to get it on the side where if I were like on the ground, like somewhere down there, and I would be going in or trying to get onto the ramp, I didn't want to block myself, so I kind of just made it this way. Kind of made it like an angle. Regardless, I still needed to use, conveyor belts, like to have them go down the side. So anyways, let us carry on. So in here, it's the tunnel. I didn't want to put foundations inside because it's just so uneven. Even here, I was almost reaching that rock. Luckily, I didn't. But it's so uneven here. So as you can see, how my conveyor belt just goes up, down, especially this part over here. So I didn't want to put that. I just left this like open, I just left it as is. I didn't put anything in there, but I did start my ramp here, and I got power poles coming down. I didn't make it too big, so to speak, because I was actually planning on making it like go further down that way into that whole area right there, like pretty much side to side, or let's wait for that. Yeah, from one side to the other, but I haven't done that yet. I don't need it just yet, but I think I will. Because here, yeah, right there I don't have much space to build a factory. Let's just stop because I don't want to fall. And I built it back over there between those two like pillars, and I feel like it's not in the, I don't like the spot it's in because it's kind of tight. It's so tight that I had to that I couldn't actually put my containers further down that way, like all along the factory, and I had to do this weird thing, put them over here, which I didn't like. I hate that, but I had no choice, so yeah, I did that. So right now I currently have, so there's what are they, six of these making silica. Well, they're not making silica anymore, but these containers are all full. So I have 6 containers with silica, 6 constructors with silica, and 2 constructors at the end making quartz crystal. So this one apparently is already, you know, where is it? I don't know. I think the container, it seems like the container's already been emptied out and it's just going one by one. So I might have to combine, yeah, combine this container to that one. You know what? Let's just do that right now. Organization. I need a merger. Oh no, it's logistics. Where is it? Here. Merger. I don't like how it's gonna look. I could put it further out. And it'll probably be easier to get. You know what? I'll just do it like here. Maybe will it reach? It'll reach from there. Let's just go from the top. Let's go from there. Yeah, cause I don't want to leave. Okay, so yeah, that's that. But I think my idea, I have assemblers up top because I kind of want to get the alternative recipe. The alternate recipe. I always say alternative, but I don't mind using that word. It's almost the same thing, but it's called alternate recipe. But anyways, the alternate recipe for silica, which, like I mentioned, it just adds limestone into the mix, which I actually have some limestone underneath here somewhere, and I could just bring it up into the back and, you know, insert that into the assembler as well. We'll feed that into assembler, and then voila, we're producing. We're using an assembler, but we're still producing silica faster and, you know, more efficiently because we're producing more of it because of that mix. But I was thinking of probably moving it onto this side, somewhere around here, down that way, but like going straight down, not, you know, across, not that way, but, you know, that way. But I don't know yet. I haven't gotten to that point where I'm like, oh, because I don't know if I'm gonna have my aluminum factory here, which I think I want to have it here, but I may not. I may just bring down. I have my quartz factory there, and then just bring down the aluminum down into my main hub or factory over there. I don't know yet. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with this, so that's why I didn't. That's another reason why I didn't exactly show it in the previous episode, because I'm not exactly sure what to do with it, but, you know, it's there, and now you've gotten to see it, and let's head back. Right, so back my factory area. So yeah, that's about it. That's most of the stuff I wanted to just mention, you know. So in today's episode, what we're gonna be doing mainly is gonna be optimize. I'm just gonna be going through my factories, trying to optimize as best I can. I'm thinking of probably filling in all the how do I say it? Like making all the, let's get off of this. Making all the container towers, like for every single factory that doesn't have it. Like most of these just have singles. Do that. I'm also probably going to start. Well, not start. I just finish up the motor factory, which has also been partially abandoned. It's like, luckily it's smaller, so it's not going to be as time consuming as the heavy modular frame factory. I'll just call it the iron factory. Never mind. Heavy modular frame is just a mouthful, so I'll just say the iron factory over there. So yeah, I pretty much already have two assemblers. Everything's pretty much how it has to be. I just need to add more assemblers up there to make more motors. Pretty much the only reason it's not complete was because I didn't have enough electricity or power on my power grid to sustain those, so that's why I think I didn't do that. So that I'm probably gonna do that as well, so I'll show that when it's done. But that'll probably be at the end as well, because I'm gonna try to get all of the towers up and running as well. And then I'll probably just double up on conveyor lines on some stuff, like with the steel pipes here that, you know, they're just so slow. They're just feeding in so at a I'll call that a trickle. And I'll probably just combine or merge some like multiple container lines into one, like how I had done, not exactly like how I had done it, like how I had that spaghetti tower little thing here connecting these two bottom ones to those two center ones right there. So yeah, I removed that because I didn't want that going anymore, but I kind of think I may have to. No, not do it here, but you know, do that cleaner down with their respective lines with other lines, not like just one that's already being used for something, like a free line into one of those. So I'm gonna start doing that. You know, that's part of the optimization process. Probably doing that as well, combining lines and technically having multiple either constructors, assemblers, or anything like that connected, fusing into one, and just feeding it just into one thing. So that's what I have to do there. Another thing, yeah, we're gonna start doing some milestones. I'm gonna try to get the jetpack right now, so I'm gonna go grab the materials. I don't know if I have enough though. I don't know if I have enough heavy modular frames, so let's check it out. See if we can get that jetpack real quick. So I don't plan on getting the ones that are outside. So yeah, I have plenty. So we're just gonna grab a stack. We'll just grab 2 stacks. That should be in all of these, right? Yep. Alright, so I know I did mention the hours that I have technically played, but I haven't played that long. Let's say just half the time is a time that I've just left the game running. So it's still 60, a cool 50-60 hours. Still quite a bit, but anyways, let's grab some stacks of that. And the motors, let me just grab those real quick. Chug chug choo choo. So yeah, I got 2 small containers of these full of motors. So that's good. Motors aren't that hard to make. I need 150 of these, so I'm just gonna take 3 stacks. I'm probably gonna need more or other stuff. Let's just grab 3 more stacks, maybe. Yeah, so I kind of like doing that, so I actually have to go into it and remove the fuel, just to make sure it doesn't like waste it. So jetpack, let's go. Toss it all in. 3 stacks, and then 1.5 stacks, and heavy modular frame, 1.5 stacks as well. Boom. Launch.
R&D inflated your pocket dimension and has provided a jetpack which operates on oil-based fuel for increased navigational capabilities as well as odds of survival.
Yep, definitely increases my odds of survival because I tend to fall a lot, at least from these towers. These are like the real danger to me, my own container towers, because sometimes when you go all the way up, and even if you try to get back on to this little ass freaking stairs or whatever you want to call them. They're on both sides. Like you go all the way up and then you start going backwards to try to get on them. Sometimes it doesn't get on it and it just goes straight down, boom, and I die. I hate when that happens. Sometimes I just reload it from the previous autosave as long as it's not too far away. Because of that. But yeah, the stairs is kind of janky. I don't think if you were to get on them, you know, go all the way up and then get on them like facing down this way, I don't think you'd get on it, because turning around like this and then going like that, obviously you'd fall. Let's try again. Go up and then instead of going forward, let's hit the S, go down. Oh, and it takes me up. Okay. So yeah, that doesn't work. So I gotta wait like 10 minutes for the pod to return. Let's see what the next one we should go for. So these are, I guess I can go for these. I have technically, I still need to get iron wire. You know what? Let's get iron wire next, because I actually have one line, I think I mentioned it, that I have for wire in the iron factory, but it's not doing anything because I don't have, you know, the iron wire alternate recipe. I just have it with a placeholder with the original recipe. So let's go in here and let's check, and hopefully we get the recipe we want. Alright, so nope. I do want this one. I did want this one because it would produce my heavy modular frame faster. But I don't know. I don't really know if I want to put it, because then that would it will cause me to change so many things inside my factory. Though it would allow me to add more manufacturers into the mix. Technically the encased industrial beam line, the steel pipeline is the same. The only thing that will really change is removing the screws out for concrete, and I would have to pretty much bring it out from the same way I brought the encased industrial beams and the pipes over, similar to that. I'd probably just bring it over on the same line as the encased industrial beam, probably. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe the steel pipes line, because I think that one's closer. I was thinking about getting the modular frame in alternate recipe as well, but I don't think so, because it changes the iron rods for steel pipes. Yes, it's all faster, but I still have to bring more lines of steel pipes, and it's just a mess right now with how my factory is. Probably in the next update, I've been watching the teaser videos, so I think a lot of things are gonna change. I don't know if they've already put update number 3 in the experimental build. I don't know, but anyways, it seems that there's gonna be quite a few changes, well, several changes to a lot of things. In the last update teaser video that I saw from them, they actually maybe not just this power pole, but they introduced a different type of power pole that actually attached onto walls. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing, or it's just a building. It's just a huge building that already has it included. I don't know. But anyways, let us just re-roll this. 1 second. All right. So after several tries, I finally got the iron wire alternate recipe. I actually also saw multiple interesting alternate recipes as I was doing this. The noblest one came out, which I forget what it asked for. Obviously it asked for the black powder. I think it asked for crystal oscillator as well, and something else that I can't remember. One that came out was also an enriched coal one as well, that combined some coal and sulfur and made a compacted coal. I don't know if that's gonna be useful in any way, but I just wanted the iron wire one. I was also hoping maybe I'll get the silica one by chance, but no, it did not appear. So we're just gonna grab iron wire, and we're gonna throw in the other hard drive. Let's just grab it real quick and throw it in there. Where is it? Here it is. Hard drive. So that was my last hard drive. So I'm gonna have to hide that menu. So I'm probably gonna have to go out, maybe out this way or something, or try to explore the center area because I went this way. And I seem to have explored most of this side, I think, because there's still a little bit here, but I think there's still like a piece over here, so I still gotta explore more. I have to figure that out. So I'm gonna go. Where's my car? Where did I leave it? Oh, it's on the other side, right? There it is. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go and place or start up that constructor making the iron wire, so I can start stockpiling it because I'm gonna need it. At least for some things like, you know, like this. What's in here? My alternate recipe iron wire. I always forget this. Luckily I have something on hand apparently. Where I get that, I don't know. I have to wait. Dang it. Alright, so I'll just wait real quick. Medicinal inhaler. I just want to get these out of the way now because I have these materials just so readily available, except for the wire. It's not as readily available as other things. Is there anything that's in here? Nope. Radar technology. I should probably go for the radar technology next, I think, because I have crystal oscillators. Though I don't know if all of them are being used. No, I have some factories that are stopped, some assemblers that are stopped, manufacturers I mean, and they have that, so I can grab stacks of that, or a stack. I think I'll go radar technology just to unlock it. I don't think I'd want to use the radar tower because I kind of want, I prefer to unlock or discover like the map. I don't know what is it really useful for, because where to have the map, is it going to show like landmarks or, you know, kind of things, like things of interest? If it doesn't, I see no point in it. So I'd probably just get it just to get it. So in 6, I'd probably go gas mask first. You know what? No, I'd probably go the train. We're gonna have to start looking into the train, so we can start, or we can continue on advancing on our Sky Hub thing that I have planned for that over there. That I haven't done anything with it except for just making my ramp up there. I haven't even expanded, like, you know, finished the rest of the ramp. I hate when the sun's in my face like that. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna wait for the pod to return. I'm gonna start optimizing the most important things. I need my encased industrial beam factory to be more optimized, because I somewhat optimized it, like bringing with the Mark IV lifts, the Mark IV belts. I think I did all that, right? Or did I not? I may have not. Oh, wait, apparently not. Or maybe I did it with these over here. Yeah, I think I did it with the more important side. So I did it with that side. This half from that side, from here down that way, I think it's just the concrete, so that's why I didn't do anything with it. Right now my encased industrial beam production lines have actually slowed down because the steel pipes just come in on a trickle, and apparently my concrete is also just going up there at a trickle as well. So I gotta fix that. That's like the first thing, because to make all these containers I need pipes and encased industrial beams. So I'm gonna have to optimize that, optimize some of the pipelines, the steel pipe conveyor lines. I just called it pipelines down there, and then start optimizing my electronics. Everything else, like the motors, the cables. What else do I have over here? Motors, cables, and half of the just the regular concrete part of this factory. I don't think I'll optimize that for anytime soon, or at least not right now. But the electronics is one of the things I will have to. Quick wire, probably not. That could probably stay as is. But yeah, just about everything else is gonna have to be optimized. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll come back with you guys when that pod returns, just so we can get the alternate the iron wire recipe. And I think we'll just go for I think I'll just leave the radar technology to the side for now, and I'm just gonna go for the train and then see what it tells us about it. We're gonna start looking into the train. What did it need? 6, 150, 100, and 200. It's all good. It's all good. We got all that. So yeah, I'll see you all in a little bit. Alright, so the pod's been back for a few minutes. But I was going around grabbing materials, so first let's just do this one because the other one's gonna take a little while to return. So let's do that real quick. Where is my ingots? As I said, how do I get those ingots in there? I have no clue. They're in there. Yeah, this one isn't gonna do anything, doesn't talk, and we can just go ahead and go to 6. The monorail train technology. Select. We need 200 motors, throw those in there. 100 computers, throw those in there, and 150 heavy modular frames. Bam!
Milestone reached. A new set of buildings and vehicles needed for long-range transportation has been made available. In addition to built-in power conduction, rails-based transit ensures increased efficiency and reliability for both the transport of pioneers and cargo.
So, I've never used the train, as I've mentioned in some previous episode, I kind of remember. But the train seems like it would be a good idea to have, at least for transport, you know, for moving myself around, or if I need to go grab stuff all the way down over there, or for heading over there to the my fuel factory, my oil factory, whatever. It would be pretty nice, and if I could probably have multiple stops straight down on this. I don't know how tall it's gonna be, so I don't know if it's gonna interfere with my conveyor belts here, and I'm gonna have to do something with that. But another reason that I saw the train interesting and probably useful was for my sky hub. That is pretty far. I don't know, like I can't remember exactly where. I do have a screenshot of my previous like map, and I have marked out like my spots of where I had my sky hub and which way it was going and whatnot. But it should be more or less straight that way. I'm a bit off. I can assure you that I'm not perfect at how I made my platform this time around. Because the last time I kind of sort of properly lined it up, but not this time. Map, I keep forgetting. So I'm looking straight in that direction. So it pretty much goes straight to here. If I'm not mistaken, that there is either a hole or it's a plateau. But I know there was a sulfur node on top of a plateau. So I know I passed not over it, but to the side of it. I may be passing right over it this time around. It might be over here or something. I don't know. But anyways, it goes straight down, and I think my sky hub, it goes like all the way down to here. That's as far as I ever got it. I didn't get it very far. I did get it far towards the sides because I wanted to check what was on these islands over here. Apparently those are like off limits areas where it starts to like kill you, even though just for being in the area. There's no gas, there's nothing, and you just get into the area and it starts beeping. You know, your health starts ticking down. Like probably like off limits areas in the maps or something. So I did that, but I never got like way down this way. I just got like somewhere around this area, and it's pretty far. So everything here is together. It was maybe like around here, there, and then there. But it's just a small area. Why do I keep hitting Q? It's just a small area compared to going all the way down here. So it would be nice to have the train. So I'm gonna start fiddling with it right now and see how it works. And yeah, I still gotta do all my optimizing. Chug chug choo choo. I put a few things over here because I'm gonna start getting my materials together as well for that milestone in the elevator. So we're gonna try to get that done as well, but probably not in this episode. So I'm gonna get to looking into the train and optimizing my factories, and I'll be back with you all in a little bit. Alright everyone, so what I more or less did to somewhat optimize, quote unquote, my production lines, because I have plenty that aren't well, no, just about all of them aren't or weren't optimized. There's always an issue with enough resources being supplied or fed into a production line. So what I had to go and do here, I actually had to take 4 more, or 2 and 2, connect them to the 2 lines, the 2 conveyor belts that go down to the encased industrial beam factories or production lines. So they each have 3 now connected up on top, and then yeah, those 2 right there, and then the 1 over there, and all of them have the constructor up top. All of them are completely overclocked. They're maxed out. They got 3 power shards, and it's just barely getting by. Yeah, you know, it's I can't really overclock the assembler for the encased industrial beams, but that's good enough. At least it's continuing to at least constantly producing the encased industrial beams, so that's good in a way, I guess. And this one I only I have for steel beams. I just left that on the side, and this one, well, this is not doing anything, but that's all I pretty much have left over. I don't know, I may or may not go for just eliminating the steel beam entirely and just making that steel pipe production line as well. But anyways, let us head back. So I've also changed, hopefully most of my conveyor belts from Mark 3s to Mark 4. Just about all of them have been upgraded, at least on this line here. At least on everything that goes into the steel factory, which I call it. Everything in the electronics was already Mark 4 anyways. That's how I started making them, and that's how I ended making them, so there's no Mark 3s in there. There was a lot of Mark 3s still in the iron factory, so I did upgrade those to Mark 4s. But I'm still having problems with the optimization. I did the best I could with my electronics factories. The circuit board was the main thing that was giving me issues. Actually, let's head back to the circuit board factory. Is the main thing giving me issues because the computers need circuit boards, the high-speed connectors as well. Wait, the high-speed connectors? I can't remember the high-speed connector, but no, not high-speed connector. AA limiter. The AA limiter uses it. Wrong factory. Alright, so this one. Let's go up. So it should, if I remember correctly, just the computer and the AI limiters are using this. So this one is topped out because I think the AI limiters, I don't need that many being, I don't need they're not needed as much as circuit boards. So usually it just needs one AA limiter. And I think that one's going into the crystal oscillator. Crystal oscillator is slow anyways, so it produces faster than the manufacturer in the crystal oscillator factory uses them up. So that's why I think this is already, well, this is being held up. Aside from the fact that this one I did overclock and this one I didn't, so you can tell the difference of what is more necessary. So here it doesn't even max out. It does make it like just barely in time, so it can, like, not continue producing, but to fill in the slot here, but it still has to stop because it doesn't have enough. And the problem is that I've already maxed out my what's it called, the oil refinery, the one that's making the plastic for this particular line. I've already overclocked it to the max, so that's something I have to just leave as is. At least it's somewhat constantly pumping out the circuit boards. it still has to slow down, and that's a lot of inefficiency, but it's better than having to wait like, I don't know, a couple of minutes before it gets something, and before it starts to reproduce more circuit boards. So I did what I could with what I had on hand, because I'm actually out of the 50 odd power shards that I had, all gone now. I didn't optimize, I didn't really do much to the crystal oscillator because it didn't seem to need it. But it's still working as best it can. The only other thing using the crystal oscillator is the computer here. Let's get out of there. So it's not really a big deal, because those are it still makes more crystal oscillators than it gets the circuit board. So it gets it just needs one, and it gets this faster than it gets the circuit board, since one line is also, since it's being slow, it's also trickling, feeding these at a trickle. That one line is feeding these four. Yes, very inefficient, very, could be done a better way, but this is the way I usually do things, and so I'm not gonna change it now, but I may eventually change it. I most likely will have to, and probably have to figure out a different format, a different setup that I use, because the way I use things, the more complicated the items get, the more inefficient the factories become. So yeah, at least they are still constantly producing, which is better than nothing, I could say. So I still got stacks. This is actually not much compared to what the other ones have, because as you've noticed, I have been getting from these for the milestones and such. So I have plenty of these. I don't know if I have 1,000. I haven't really not even eyeballed it, but maybe I have enough to fill in to complete the 1,000 computers that I think it's called Project Assembly System something, whatever. I just still call it an objective or a milestone as well, in the space elevator. So I might have enough of those to complete it. Not exactly sure on the heavy modular frames. Those are definitely much slower, because I try to optimize as best I can the lines for each production line for heavy modular frames, and the best I could was to optimize one of these lines, and it took me about 20 without having to combine other lines together so it can be like two of the same item feeding into one. Without doing that, it took me about 22 power shards, so that's why I don't have any more, pretty much. I actually with all the overclocking I actually had to make 4 more fuel generators. I overclocked all of them, and I realized that I kind of needed some of the power shards, so I took some away, and only one of those 4 I left overclocked, and the rest I took them out. So that's that as well. Right now I have around 2,500 in power. So yeah, these are still making, and I haven't taken much out of these, if I'm not mistaken. These have more because I've taken even less out of these. But I don't think that completes 1,000. I'll have to look into it. That's already 100, 200, 300. Well, the last one was 33. I might be close to 1,000 heavy modular frames, but I don't think I have enough. The motors, I didn't complete the factory. I know I did say I was thinking of doing so, but I didn't feel it necessary yet, because motors, I just have a bunch of motors up there, and they're not used as often as right now heavy modular frames and computers are being used. So I didn't change these to Mark 4s or anything inside. I didn't touch it at all. So all I did was change these, because these were on the main lines, and yeah, so that's all I pretty much did there. What else? The hard drive that I had analyzing, I actually ended up just grabbing what I needed, I just grabbed. I think I had just left one, and I had one left over. No, because I had gotten iron wire, and I can't remember if I've showed you guys, but I ended up getting the iron wire, and also the stitched. Should be on 2. The stitched iron plate, because I needed to better optimize the heavy modular frame of production line. I needed to produce reinforced iron plate faster, and since the stitched iron plate used less iron plates, so I went for that instead, because it was using more with the other recipe. So this more or less, it didn't fill in the gap of what the modular frame needed, but it got it like around 60-something%, so it's better than having it down like at 30%. So yeah, I did that, and iron wire should be somewhere around here, right? Where's iron wire? There it is. And I got that going, but I actually only have that one production line optimized, so, you know, somewhat optimized. Not entirely. The other 3 are just as is. I didn't touch those at all. So at least I can only say that at least it's still producing. Better than nothing, I guess. I didn't do anything with the train yet. I haven't looked into it. It should be in vehicles, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, railed vehicles. They're still new, so I haven't looked into that. I'll probably be doing that in the next episode, not in this one, because I actually want to look into finishing more of these milestones right now. I actually, if you noticed, I actually finished. I did this medicinal inhaler. The ADA didn't give anything. I just wanted to get those out the way. It was one here as well. I did that, so I only have 4 and 5. I mean 5 and 6. So I have the radar technology and the gas mask. Going off of by how the icon looks, I feel like this one would take less time for the what's it called, for the pod to come back. So I'm thinking about doing that one right now, but I'm thinking of having that wait for the next episode, as well as dealing with the space elevator milestone, because this episode is getting a bit too long now, similar or maybe even longer than the previous one, but around the same time. So I'm gonna end the episode here. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more. Hit that like button if you liked the episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.